Hello and welcome to Essential Management. My name is Amanda Woodward and I'm one half of the team here that run Essential Management. We're a property management company based in Stoke-on-Trent, Newcastle under Lyme Crewe. Now, if you're watching this video, you will probably have received this presentation. And for those of you who prefer to perhaps listen or watch, or just to give you a little bit of a rundown, I've done a short video just taking you through the document and just sharing with you a little bit about the services we can provide you with if you're investing in those areas. So let's talk about Stoke, Newcastle under Lyme Crewe. HMO hotspots. If you're looking at investing in HMOs, they're great. They work very well. We primarily focus on the professional HMO tenants, the working professional, although we also do have experience in social housing leases, in renting buy-to-let properties, and pretty much everything in between. But as a specialism, we focus on rooms, and that's both on the HMO side and also on the serviced accommodation side as well. We've been investing in Stoke, Newcastle, and Crewe for 15 years now. We are very bullish. We like the areas. And if you're considering investing there, then great. I think you're going to be in good hands. Now, the landscape has changed for 2026, both politically and economically. We have a raft of legislation coming in May this year, which we have been preparing for. And as landlords, you need to prepare for that as well. So I think the days of self-managing landlords are probably over. Working with a well-versed, experienced property management company for your HMO, I think is the right foot forward. So this section here just covers a little bit about the changes that are coming in. So as I said, I'm Amanda there on the right, Paul, my colleague there on the left. And we have been, as I say, investing for a long time, both our own portfolio, doing some joint ventures, managing other people's properties. So there's little that we haven't come across, both in the world of property and also activity locally in these investment areas. But any questions that you've got, perhaps about us or our background, we'd be very happy to answer them. I put this section here, walking the walk, because there is a lot of chatter in our industry, and we've spent a long time buying property, developing them, managing them, and also teaching others to do the same. We have helped literally thousands of people get started in property, which we very much enjoy, alongside the management side and the development side as well. So this section here just talks a little bit about our history and also introduces you to our podcast, the Essential Property Podcast. I encourage you to listen. We do have episodes specifically relating to management. We've even got an episode on how to apply for a HMO license as an example. So it's got quite a lot of practical tools there. So you can find that on YouTube, have a little listen, and you'll just get to know us that little bit better. So let's talk about you for a moment. So what type of landlord are you? Because we work with all. Are you a new landlord starting out with your first property? If so, congratulations, welcome to the game. We can certainly hold your hand through that process of onboarding and managing your first property. No question, is too small. We're happy to have, a couple of calls if needed and really just walk you through that process for your first property. If you're a portfolio landlord, we can help you also. Perhaps you're fed up of self-managing, or some of the new compliance issues are just not for you and you want someone to come in and take away all that headache and that pain. We can certainly do that for you as well. Or perhaps if you're moving over from another agent, we can do an agent takeover. That's fine. And if you're based overseas, congratulations that you've bought in the UK. Good move. We can certainly manage your properties as well. As I record this, Paul's actually in Switzerland at the moment. We've got two investors based there that he has gone to visit. We have landlords as far as Australia, South America, and everywhere in between: Hong Kong, China, Singapore, Malaysia, through Europe. So we're very well versed on what it takes to manage properties for overseas investors, and we can help you on that as well. This section here is just about some reviews. You can check us out on Google, hear a little bit about what our investors have to say about us. We've got some of our UK-based investors and landlords doing some reviews for us, as we have some of our internationals as well. So let's talk about your property. So you may have a 4 or 5 bed HMO with a couple of bathrooms, the leading HMO product in the area, still works well. There's still people that require that level of accommodation and at that price point. That starts around between £400 and £500 a room. Your next step up from that is your ensuite room, more desirable, more in demand. And there you're looking at sort of between £500 and £600 a month. And then we have the new breed of HMO rooms, which we're calling studios. They're not self-contained studios, but have perhaps a kitchenette, a fridge, a microwave, perhaps a little hob. And they're our sort of studio style rooms, and they're going from £600 to £700 a month. So it doesn't matter what type of property you have, there is a tenant demand out there for you. It's just making sure that you're pricing it in the right way and that we're presenting it to the market in the right way. But we have properties across all those different styles. So we just need to understand a bit more about your property, what rents that you want to achieve, because we will be guided by you as well. We will give our input and then hopefully come to a practical outcome in terms of what you're looking to achieve. If you want to go down the short stay road, you're looking in at nightly prices around the £40–50 a night price for rooms, right up to a couple of £1,000 a month and more when it comes to a nightly basis by the whole house. So again, we will have a call. The first person you will speak to generally will be me, and we can have a call, a Zoom or over the phone, and we can talk about your property, what rent you're looking to achieve, how achievable that is, and our sort of strategy to do so, which leads me quite nicely onto marketing. So our guest focused brand or our tenant focused brand, what you'll see on our boards locally, is Crewe and Stoke Rooms and Suites. So we've got the local marketing, but of course online really is where it's at, starting with Spare Room, one of our larger providers of tenants, through to Facebook, Open Rent, our own portals. And fortunately now we have a huge repeat and referral element to the business. So we're currently managing north of 600 rooms. The goal is to reach 1,000 rooms in the not too distant future. So even if, 5% of those people refer somebody else, that's a lot of referrals. So that's good. And we have tenants that, go and work in another city and then come back and then want to stay with us. If you're doing short stay marketing, booking.com, Airbnb, VRBO, our own portal, you'll be placed on there as well. And some of our landlords do a little bit of a hybrid. They might want to do maybe a 1 month minimum stay, but on the short stays, mix that up with the HMO tenants. This really is about you and what you want to achieve out of your property. And we will work with you accordingly. You just let us know and then we'll share our experience and then we'll meet somewhere in between with the best strategy for you. It takes a lot to manage property. So whilst you might just see me here today and Paul at some point, we're a team of currently 15. We average between about 14 to 16 members of staff, with some on maternity leave and new people joining the team. And the one-man band agency doesn't really work anymore. And the reason I say that is because the legislation now is so intense. For example, we have one member of staff whose job is just to collect rent. Another member of staff, it's just to do the right to rent checks, the compliance, the property certificates. We have a member of staff just focusing on deposit returns. It really is quite intense. We've got 3 people who are just focusing on selling rooms and getting rooms filled. We've got 2 people just constantly in the maintenance team. So it doesn't require a bit of a specialist army behind you to manage rooms. So just consider that when you're thinking about who to use. It's not necessarily about who is the biggest or who's got the most amount of staff, but you do need a team behind you in this business now. And I think that's important to share. Your landlord responsibilities are huge, and we are here to take away that pain from you. So on this slide here, I just list out all the different things that you're responsible for as a landlord. And we have those covered, for you. That's our job, is to protect you, protect your asset, and also to protect the tenant in the property, ensure that they're safe. Give you that peace of mind, take away the headache, take away the pain, and we have these areas covered for you. Now, when it comes to management, there's 4 different types of packages. I'll let you go through these at your own pace, starting with a very competitively priced 12.5%, which is our standard package, all the way up to our VIP plus management. That's where we are organising the payment of your utility bills, your council taxes, doing some real intensive management that perhaps someone based locally wouldn't necessarily need. You choose what management style you want. It's important here to point out that our VIP management and VIP plus, there's no tenant fine fees whatsoever. Tenants are very transient in the HMO space. We don't charge any fees in when a tenant comes in and out. The superior management, we only charge £50 for a tenant, very small fee, and on standard it's 150. I recommend going forward, you want to look at superior and above. The reason I say that is because when the Renters' Rights Act kicks in May, there's no minimum stay, no fixed term contract, so tenants can come in and out as they please. So having a low tenant fine fee in that environment, I think is quite critical. If you want to go through our management agreement in more detail, I can send that to you. So either click somewhere around this video, get in touch, and we'll send you our full formal management proposal. That goes into detail as to what is and isn't included in each package, which is a little bit too detailed to go into now. And you choose what's right for you. Yeah, it's your property. We're serving you as a management company, and you choose what's right for you. We've got a whole bunch of additional services as well, which I encourage you to have a look at. If you need fire risk assessments, we can organise that. Specific compliance visits before a HMO inspection, let's say, we can do that. For 2026, we do now have a full advisory programme as well. And that's for those of you that want to tap into our experience from a property investor and developer standpoint. You get all the management side anyway with your packages, but if you just want a little bit more, we can do that. We've always provided property sourcing, so if you're buying or selling, we can broker that transaction for you. We can find you deals, or we can help sell your property. We can do a portfolio review. We can do one-to-one mentorships. And for 2026, we've got this whole program here, which is on this slide here. So what we found is that some landlords have done small deals, but maybe need a little bit of hand-holding to go up to the bigger deals. Our most recent deal was a 17-bed HMO, which was a commercial conversion. And if you'd like to do that, we can help you do that. We can take you through that process from a training perspective. We can actually be involved on a one-to-one mentorship basis if needed. We've also started a couple of AI-related advisory services, which I'm very excited about. We can help you embed or introduce AI into your business and then really embed it in if you want to. We're doing a lot of cool AI automations within our existing management company, which we will offer to others as well. So if advisory or mentorship is on your mind, just have a chat. We can have a call, see where the gaps are in your knowledge and see if you want us to fill that to give you the confidence to go out there, perhaps do a little bit more. On the contrary, perhaps you want a review of your portfolio. Maybe you don't want to buy more, but you need to understand where you're at right now. Perhaps it's time to consolidate a little. Perhaps it's time to sell a little. Perhaps it's time to change your mortgages. Again, if you want to tap into that experience, there's a whole bunch of different types of portfolio reviews. We've got one specifically for international investors as well. So I'd like to think whatever it is that you need, generally we can help you with. So if you're ready for us to manage your property, we'd love to. If you'd like to have a phone call to explore the services first, that's also absolutely fine. You'll have a call with me. We'll talk about you, your property, your goals, what you want to achieve out of it. And if we can play a part in doing so, we'd absolutely love to. So please get in touch with me. Let's walk through and talk through your property and let's take it from there. Thank you for listening.